about a lot of the topics of discussion tonight. If Ras Baraka is the chief executive of the city of Newark, at the very least, he should have 2 people that he can appoint with the advice of the governor to serve on that university board of trustees. The same thing with the labor movement. No, come on. Listen to me. You want respect? It works 2 ways. The same thing with the bargaining units that are at the hospital. 2 years ago, at NJ Transit, there was legislation introduced and passed where representatives from the bargaining units would be allowed to be on the board of trustees. So what I'm saying is expand the board of trustees where you have 2 people appointed by the mayor of the city of Newark and 2 people who would come from the ranks of the labor movement. And I think you'd have a little bit more dialogue and openness as far as that's concerned. The second thing is the whole fiscal matter. University Hospital needs to open the books. Let's look at the admissions. Let's look at the cost as far as the whole operation is concerned. And we can find money for major items like Superstorm Sandy. This is something that needs to be brought to the governor's desk and say, we elected you to serve us as the governor of the state. This is a crisis as far as the delivery of health care, and I know the governor is a very compassionate and decent man, and let's try to make it happen as far as getting the additional resources that we need to maintain the pediatrics unit at University Hospital. That's very critical. The other side of the coin that hasn't been even mentioned at all, I thought when hospitals wanted to expand in a certain area, as far as additional treatment centers, you had to go through a process called a certificate of need. Is that not in existence anymore? I thought it would work both ways. You want to expand, you get approval. If you want to get back, you get approval. Has that been done? I'm not 100% sure about that. And we're treated like mushrooms. The important thing with that, we should petition the State Department of Health that we want a hearing at the very least if they move forward with this. And we got to get ourselves down in Trenton, and we got to do some rock and rolling down there to make our voices be heard. And one final thing, speaking as a person who spent all my life in the labor movement, we're looking the other way about the impact of what this means to people. University Hospital is one of our largest employers in the city of Newark. I've seen this happen. I watched people at Columbus Hospital. I watched people at St. James Hospital. I watched people at the hospital center at Orange. I watched people down at Muhlenberg Hospital. We can go down with a litany of about 25 hospitals in the state. If you went to Atlantic to Bergen County, we have to think of that equation too. We're going to throw people on the street as far as who spent their lifetime, who've been loyal to University Hospital and UMD. It works 2 ways. You want people to be diligent and do a good job for you. Go the extra step and try to save their jobs. We know that's not the number one concern. The number one concern, of course, is delivery health care. But we got to take care of the people who took care of us over the years. And all I can say is, this is very interesting how this issue is even cropping up a couple days after the 4th of July. Things are not really focused the way they should be with people away on vacation, things like that. So one thing before we leave here tonight, we got to make sure we have your addresses, your phone numbers, your emails. Communication is so critical at this stage where we can do a rapid response effort, if you have to do it, overnight even, to go out and attend those board meetings, those hearings in Trenton, petitioning the governor, to give us some more money. Whatever it takes, you got to be ready, willing, and able to kind of go that extra step as far as protecting yourself and especially the kids of the city of Newark. Thank you.
Thank you.